All right, everybody, this is a guided walkthrough for the Web 2 challenge, HTTP GET request with a query string. This is from olicyber.it as part of their introduction series of challenges for web security. So let's take a look at what's going on in this challenge. So the demand for some resources can be parameterized to obtain particular versions of the resource in question. For example, a blog cloud uses a single resource to represent all posts published, which are structurally all the same, differing only by the content, by identifying the specific content desired through a numerical parameter ID. So the goal of this challenge is to get the resource. So they've got a website here, server records, specifying the parameter ID with the value flag. We recommend using the keyword params of the function gets illustrated in the previous challenge. So, I mean, this is referring to the Python request module. Okay, so this is olicyber Web 2 HTTP GET request with query string. So the challenge instructs us to retrieve a specific URL with the URL parameter ID with the value of flag. So the challenge instructs us to retrieve a specific URL with the URL parameter ID and the value of flag. So what does this mean? So we're talking about URL parameters in this challenge. And URL parameters are variables attached to the end of URLs. So if you ever see like a URL or a link that has a question mark and then a bunch of stuff after the question mark, this is what we're referring to. These are URL parameters. So they can be identified by the question mark directly after the web page or directory name, followed by a parameter key, name, and then the equal sign, and then the value. So we have here two different parameters, color equals blue, and sort equals newest. So if you've got more than one URL parameter, you have to separate them with the and symbol over here. The question mark indicates the beginning of the parameters. So if there are multiple parameters included in the same URL, then they are separated by the and, or rather the ampersand symbol, just like this over here. So there are a few different reasons why web pages use URL parameters. The most common one is for search queries. So if you ever go to our favorite website of all time, google.com, and you see a URL parameter Q, Q stands for query. So query means the search parameters. And in this case, the search query is apples. I mean, if we go over to Google ourselves, so google.com, and we're to manually put in like /search question mark Q equals apples. Whoa, what happened here? Q equals apples, and just plug that in. Then we get the search result for the word apples. If we go over to images, it should show us some tasty apples. And this is what we're looking at right over. Oh, it changed because I went over to the image tab. Okay. Anyways, so the most common use for search for URL parameters is to include search queries. However, another common and potentially dangerous use of URL parameters is to instruct the web server on which web page to display. I'm not saying that if you use URL parameters to tell the web server which file to load up, it's just that it can be dangerous. In this case, it's not dangerous, but in other CTF challenges, you might see dangerous use of URL parameters. So if we've got a URL parameter that looks like this, so question mark ID equals flag. So the question mark is where the URL parameters begin. ID in this case is the parameter name. Equals is the assignment operator. And then flag is the parameter value. So question mark ID equals flag. So for this challenge, we're instructed to access the URL with the URL parameter ID with the value flag. And this is what it would look like over here. So we're going to solve this in 3 different ways, like we did the previous challenge. So the solve method, the first one is going to be the web browser. So to solve this in the web browser, copy the URL and then paste it into the address bar, and then append ID equals flag to the end of the address. So if we grab the URL here, then we go over to an empty tab, paste it in. It'll tell us initially here, missing query parameter ID. So I mean, from here, we're just going to go back up to the top of the address, and then we're going to start our ID parameters, our URL parameters with the question mark. So question mark ID equals flag. So this will tell the web server exactly what to access. So in this case, the flag parameter, which might be a file. So in this case, we get a flag. So flag, what is your query? Okay. All right. So this is where we would normally copy the flag and then finish the challenge. We would highlight the flag, copy it, go back to the challenge, and then we would submit it down at the bottom of the challenge. But in our case, we've solved it already, so we can't do that. But that's fine. Let's talk about a couple other ways we can use to solve the challenge. Okay, so the second method we're going to be using is the curl command, or the curl program. So to solve this with curl, copy the URL, type in curl, paste in the URL, and then append question mark ID equals flag to the end of the address. So we'll demonstrate this with the JS Linux over here, because everybody's got access to JS Linux. So the command is curl, and then space, and then we'll paste in the address. Oh, that's not. I copied something else. Hold on. Okay, copy this, then go over to JS Linux, paste it in, okay, and then at the very end, we're gonna append question mark ID equals flag. So this will let the web server know which parameter to load up. We run the command, and then we get the flag. So that was simple. The last way we're going to be doing this is we're going to access this web page using Python. Okay, solve method 3 is with Python. So to solve this with the Python script, we need to pass the params argument to the request module's get method with their specific URL parameters. So this script is it's a lot like the previous script, only we've got a couple of extra things. So we got our import requests, which imports the module. We've got the URL that we're going to access over here. We specify some URL parameters in a variable, and this is going to be equal to a dictionary. So this Python dictionary only has one entry, so ID is the key, and flag is the value. When we run our request.get method, we include the URL, and we also specify the parameters. So params equals URL params, which accesses these ones over here. So it'll make a request, but it'll also include these parameters, and it should get us the flag in this case. We can grab the script from our website over here. Hold on. This one. The interesting thing about these challenges is that they also give you the Python script that is being used to stand up the server, which is also very nice if you're interested in taking a look at what makes the server tick the way it does. Okay, so the Python script is over here. I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to go over to our JS Linux machine. I'm going to paste in that code. So this is the Web 2 challenge. So we're just going to paste in our code. And I wonder, this isn't going to work, right? The white space, the Python interpreter is going to complain about the white space happening here. I'm just going to check it out. Yeah, so it doesn't like the format of the code, so I need to go in and I need to change up the format of the script, because when we pasted it in, all the white space, all of the spaces got all mangled up. Okay, so I think this should be okay now. Ooh, okay. Anyways, let's run the Python script now after we fixed it up. So this should get us our web request with the URL parameters. Okay, flag, what is your query? Okay, awesome. So we're able to finish this challenge 3 different ways. And let's go back. All right, everybody. This was the Web 2 HTTP GET request with query string challenge from olicyber.it. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough for this challenge, please click on the like and subscribe buttons on the video and leave a comment underneath the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out.
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button, and if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.